When a coach tells you to keep your head up, this is what it looks like. Not, it's like this, because what you do in this situation is you give yourself a peripheral to be able to see everything that's going on the floor, not just one person, right? And so just using your peripheral, Tatum, as he made that attack, was able to see Nickeil Alexander coming one way, and now he takes himself the other way. And if there's any more variables he needs to take account for, he could also read that if necessary, right? And so don't try to stare it down and read one thing, because basketball just has way too many goddamn variables. Jaylen Brown right here. Switch on to Kyle Anderson. And now the most important part in this situation is understanding what type of bag you could use for the defender that you have, right? And now with having Kyle Anderson on him, you know how Kyle Anderson plays. He's called slow-mo for a reason. He goes slow with shit with everything he do, which shows you that he's not comfortable going fast. So as a person attacking him on defense, well, you know already how he moves on offense. What type of shit are you going to give him as a defender? Pause, right? Look, quick twitch moves, boom, forcing him to make quick reactions, right? And now Jaylen Brown's able to get straight to exactly where he wants to and have space in that mid-range, right? It's not like I could sit here and tap, tap, twitch, twitch with every single player. It just depends on the defender that I have. A lot of y'all be saying, oh, the rules nowadays favor the offensive player. If you can't favor the offense, oh, they make too many rules that don't allow people to play defense, right? But you see players take shots like this. His whole body, his chest, his feet is pointed towards the baseline, right? And he's turning over 90 degrees to his left, over his left shoulder, shooting that shit and making it. Motherfuckers is just smart and skilled. It's not has to do anything with the rules. The rules have favored the defensive player, right? Motherfuckers is just smart and skilled. You can't do shit about them type of shots. This is something that's going to hold Minnesota back if they continue to do this, right? You got Anthony Edwards on the ISO with Jayson Tatum, solid defender, right? And now look at everybody off the ball, most importantly, right? This is what you do not do in isolation, right? As an off-ball player, just watch. You can't just do this in isolation even though someone's attacking one-on-one. You could literally have a down screen right here just so you could be able to take away Derek White and just distract him for a second and give Anthony Edwards another lane for a split second for him to attack. They could exchange over here on this side. Like, you could do the littlest things that could be able to manipulate help defenders and deactivate them. But now he has to take a tough side step midi. Now, boom, he misses that. When it comes down to getting highlights and really good plays, it's not about the move. It's about the setup, right? Watch this right here by Ant. That double tween forced Jrue Holiday hop out to that middle, right? And now hopping out to that middle, subconsciously, Jrue Holiday's like, oh shit, I'm giving up his right, my left, right? So what am I going to do when I see him sell a right? I'm going to hop out. I'm going to hop out. I'm going to overcommit because I overcommitted before. And so now Anthony Edwards step back, shot, guess what? Bucket. Y'all got to learn how to do this before you learn how to do dribble moves. Ant calls for ISO, right? Understand this split stance, right? This lunge stance. If you understand how to be twitchy out of this and how to accelerate from here, I promise you're going to get more blow-bys than you will doing the double behind the backs, doing the tween behind the backs, right? Doing the three-move combos. I guarantee you. So now, boom, he's able to get past Jrue Holiday. Now he's just facing help defenders who are rotating over. They late. This is where Tatum's 45 piece really started. Guess what this was right here? This is about to be the cat attack. This is the cat attack. Tatum's about to just attack Karl-Anthony Towns, and on shots like this, you got to understand why Jayson Tatum's such a good step back, sidestep shooter, right? Look, understand his base, right? Anytime you see Jayson Tatum get into a step back or a sidestep or any sort of pull up, look at his base. He's always loaded. It's not like he's high, then he's dipping, then he's getting back up. He gets himself to a good, stable base to where he's loaded. Let me turn this down for a second. And now, boom, now he's going to get up into that shot. And I always tell y'all, less movement makes you more efficient. If you start your shot at the bottom, instead of starting at the top, going down, going up, there's less room for error, one. And if you really shoot the shot, it's more fluid. So boom, guess what's going to happen? Bucket. This is why it's so important that you wait on your screen, right? Ant Edwards jumps out, right? And at this point, once he jumps out, if Tatum decided to already go, he would not get this good of a screen. What would end up happening is that if Tatum decided to say, boom, he's right here, let me go, instead of waiting, moving screen call. But he allows Horford to reposition himself according to Anthony Edwards once he changed his positioning, and now he gets off the screen, and now Anthony Edwards is dead on the screen. They force this switch, boom, quick little triple threat work, one dribble, lay. At this point in the game, Jayson Tatum is a player that's hot. And being the player that's hot, you'll think, oh, give me the ball. I want to take the shot. But this is what makes a great team, right? The player who's hot, the best player on the team, even when they got shit going, decided to set a screen on just another one of their teammates, understanding the fact that I could be able to get them open. And that one little spin right there by Naz Reid is what allowed Al Horford to get a clean look off, all because Tatum decided to set that screen and make that unselfish play. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's the key when it comes down to isolation and attacking players, right? Jayson Tatum gets Karl-Anthony Towns once again. He's trying to guard up. You see the base. You see the base. You see the base with them size 24s on. You see the base, right? And I don't think y'all understand. Cat weighs like 240, bro. That really, I was like, damn, even though somebody, he not that big. Regardless, though, them size 22 is going to slow him down for a few. Now that side step happens, he's just too slow, right? And also, I want y'all to understand this part about this play as well. You remember that other side step Tatum had? Or that other bring back I showed y'all on this right wing? You saw how wide his base was? Now when he's getting to the side step, that base isn't as wide as it was before. Y'all got to understand, when you try to shoot off the dribble, you can't have a perfect base every single time. It just depends on the amount of momentum and force you bring into that move and how much space you're getting out into, right? And so your body just has to make sure it gets to a stop. And so whatever your base may end up being, you got to make sure you're able to adapt and be able to shoot accordingly, which is why the weight room is so important. The weight room and getting stronger is literally something you need in basketball if you want to hit a high level, right? So now Tatum lets that shit go right there over the top bucket. This is a magnificent late game play, right? Look at Tatum. Screens Cat, right? And Cat was guarding Horford. And now look what Horford's going to do. Screen McDaniels, right? And now Tatum's going to go. And that forces the switch with Cat on the Tatum. And now late game, this is the Cat attack. This is going to be another vulnerability for the Timberwolves going into the playoffs, right? Karl-Anthony Towns with the 22s, right? And so now when you guard, slow-footed, out of position, trying to recover, you buy in on a lot of things you're just not used to guarding, boom, foul. ISO work again, right? And so look, Cat, boom, sets the screen for Ant. He gets to switch to Jaylen Brown. This spacing is different from what it was before because the person that's one pass away is Cat. They're not going to leave Cat to go double because they know he can shoot. So what's going to end up happening, right? Cat holds space, Ant goes, no help right here from Tatum. You're staying home on Cat. So now he has a lane, Derek White laid over on the help, boom, foul. Or bad jump, whatever it might be, boom, foul. That's how you properly space the floor for an isolation. You don't just put anybody anywhere and say, oh, go to work. You got to put people in the right spots. When playing the isolations, the key is to be able to not worry about the person in front of you. It's about the help, right? Who's that bottom level of help? Who's in the paint, right? And how long are they staying there, right? If you're reading Drew Holiday, Kyle Anderson leaves, you're making this attack. Drew Holiday don't leave with them, right? And so understanding this, if I go left, I don't have anything at the rim. And I don't have anything in the mid-range because Al Horford's right here on this corner. So this really just leaves that, right? But it's about your ability to really time this attack and really comprehend this before you get downhill. Because by initiating this drive so early to the point where Kyle Anderson hasn't fully established his positioning and you can't comprehend what the defense is doing, right? You kind of get here and you're not able to set up the proper passing angle to get this ball to this corner, right? And you don't give Kyle Anderson time to be able to set this screen because if you throw it now, moving screen, right? So just slow down a little bit. Just wait us for a little bit longer, right? Allow people to establish positioning, see what you got, and then go, right? Then he ends up taking this shot right here. And the fact that this shot got this close from going in, notice, rattle out, that's tough too, right? I'm going to commend Jaylen Brown because late game, right, he understood Tatum was the one who was hot. So he wasn't trying to force his own hand. So what he did do in his own touches is that he'll attack Karl-Anthony Towns. Right, he'll just go attack, understand he's too slow, and get himself to the free throw line. Ended up being, I believe, 11 for 11 from the line. Maybe 6 of those was from drawing fouls on the Cat. Right, Tatum on the catch. Naz Reid is now switched. Notice what the coaching staff is doing. Right, tell him to press up, press up, press up. But look what Tatum does. Look how composed he is. Right, look how composed he is. Look, because he's now brought Naz Reid into a territory where he's uncomfortable. So what is he gonna start doing? Doing shit that you shouldn't do in this situation simply because he's never been there. So look, what? Reaching foul. Tatum just remained composed and understood the fact that he's not comfortable with where I'm going and what I'm doing. Late game, If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Cat attack. But notice how he's attacking this one. Jaylen Brown, he clears out, gives him space. Patience is vital. Patience is vital, right? And so understand this too. Bonus, right? So being in the bonus, you want to seek contact, right? So what's going to end up happening when Tatum goes to attack? Seeks contact there. They don't call it. Hands in the air. Everybody wants a foul, but you must continue to play. And at this point in time, that little bit of contact knocked off his whole equilibrium as a defender, on top of the fact that he got on 22s, so his feet already slow. And so now, boom, understanding the fact that now Cat is playing spots and playing positioning, there's this gap, I'm going to change direction, use my agility. Boom, crossover, gotcha, give me back going left, lay. Too easy. These how you attack isolation situations. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Get your spacing right, remain patient, and all the other stuff I said prior to.